Hey everyone, thanks so much for selecting this video. You have reached the Life on Cruise Control channel. This channel is going to document my infertility journey. I don't really have anyone in my friend or family group that has dealt with infertility. Everyone's fertile myrtles, so I don't really have anyone to talk to or confide in. So here I am on the YouTube community looking to interact with individuals out there like myself who are also struggling with infertility. So the first video on my channel is to kind of introduce myself, reach out to some of you guys. Feel free to drop your stories, what you guys are going through down in the comments. I'm really looking to connect with you guys. But here's my first story about my infertility journey. Infertility started for me very early on. A lot of you that are suffering with infertility probably had a feeling something wasn't right. And I feel like I felt like that a lot when I was in like high school. I was an athlete in high school. In middle school, I was an avid runner, so I ran track, cross country, and I played volleyball. I was just very active. And I was also usually very slim or skinny or whatever you would call it, and I'm pretty short in stature. So by the time I was like 16 years old, I hadn't started my period, and nobody really thought that was weird because I was an athlete. They thought it was because I had low body fat or whatever. I didn't get my first period until I was 17 years old. I vividly remember this because a lot of my friends had been getting periods for years, and I didn't really care at that time because I thought that was weird and gross, and who the heck wants to have a period? At that point in time, I did say something to my mom, and my mom took me to the doctor, and the doctor actually said, "Oh, we can fix that. Let's put her on the birth control pill." So they put me on the birth control pill at the age of 17, and I stayed on the birth control pill until I was about 25, 26 years old when I got married. So that's kind of how I stayed for many a year. And when I got married, we obviously immediately got off birth control, and I was just really naive, and I thought, this is normal. I'm gonna get pregnant. This is how it goes. And that's not the case. So I went to my OB and told her, like, I don't have normal periods. I've never had normal periods. In my whole life, I've only had 2 natural periods, and obviously that's not normal. So she started doing some tests on me. I had an MRI, I had blood work done, and I was referred to a reproductive endocrinologist. So reproductive endocrinologists, they specialize in all things hormones for the reproductive system. And upon going to a reproductive endocrinologist, I was formally diagnosed years later with what is known as PCOS, which stands for Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. It's a mouthful. PCOS is basically your ovaries are cystic in nature. You have various hormonal issues, and you usually have irregular periods or sometimes don't get a period at all. And I was in that box, if you will, or that category. Other symptoms of PCOS is extra hair growth on the body. I have a very hairy face. I have very hairy arms. I have hair on my stomach. So that was another symptom of PCOS that I was familiar with. But I will say it was very freeing to actually get diagnosed with PCOS, because that was kind of an answer for what the heck was going on with me. From there, I expressed to my reproductive endocrinologist that I wanted to have a baby. I wanted to start a family with my husband, and we were referred to a procedure called an IUI. An IUI is an intrauterine insemination. I think that's what it stands for. And so basically they monitored me to where I would stimulate my ovaries to get an egg. I would take a trigger shot to release an egg, and then they would have me have timed intercourse with my husband to see if we could get the timing right. And we did about 5 or 6 IUIs, and we weren't really getting far at all, which, isn't fun. So that took about a good year to get there, and we were referred to go to the next phase, which is IVF. Our insurance does not cover IVF. Any of you out there who know about IVF, which is in vitro fertilization, is when eggs are stimulated in your ovaries, are withdrew from the woman, and sperm is joined with the eggs in vitro or in a little petri dish. And so that was our next step in our process. We have done 1 round of IVF, and in that round of IVF, I had 30 eggs retrieved. 30 eggs, which is a lot and probably was too many. I was way hyper stimulated, and because I was so overstimulated, I could not do what is known as a fresh transfer, which is when a few days after they withdraw your eggs, they put them immediately back in. I had to do a freeze-all transfer for my body to kind of slow down. And with those 30 eggs, I only had 2 embryos that were good enough to transfer. So that was really disappointing. I don't really know what was going on there. And I've done 2 frozen embryo transfers, and they both have failed. I did get pregnant with one of them, which was really cool. But after 6 weeks, they couldn't see any additional development in the embryo. So that feeling that I could get pregnant, that was so exciting, but I'm still kind of yearning and wanting more. So I made this channel to kind of share my story. I hope you guys follow. I hope you guys who are also documenting your fertility journey, drop your channels below. Let's follow each other. Let's subscribe to each other. Let's watch each other's journeys, because I am definitely looking to connect with other individuals out there who are having fertility issues. I also am going to be doing a second IVF here in a couple of months. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully we get different results. I have moved to a new clinic. Infertility does really play a toll on your mental health. So that's another reason why I want to kind of share my journey with you guys, because you hold it all in as a woman who is going through infertility. You feel very alone, and I am here to tell you guys, you are not alone. I'm here. Feel free. This is a safe place. That's really it, guys. That's my first video, my introduction, a little bit about my infertility story. More to come, and remember, if you can dream it, you can do it. See ya. Bye.